Hey guys, Cliff here with Funny Bug Bees and Woodworks. We had one of our subscribers ask about maybe making a video on how to use the double screened inner covers. So I thought I would come out on this awesomely rainy day and kind of look at one of these hives right here and show you guys exactly what it's for and how to use it. So we get the camera turned around and I'll video this working hive right here and you guys can see how it's used. Alright guys, so what we've got here is sorry, let me zoom out, is a working hive. There are plenty of girls over here in the front. You can see there's pretty much no bearding going on, and I'll show you guys a hive that doesn't have one of these on it at, in the same yard with the same temperatures, and you'll see kind of how it works. Let's just get this cover off. So what you can see here is the double screened inner cover. It's on right now. I've got an actual hive top feeder in there. Doesn't have any food in it, but that's kind of how you set it up. Those two blocks on top are just shims. Any inch and a half piece of wood on both corners will work. And what that does is it raises up your outer cover so that air can pass between the outer cover and the top of the screen and get airflow through. Now you don't have to use these with a hive top feeder, and I'm actually going to take this feeder off. You can see one of the bees is in there wondering why there's no food in here. Now these bees that are in here were bees that came in from outside the hive under the lid. Even with a lid on here and a well-made feeder that's flat, bees, there's still gaps in that lid and this feeder that allow bees to kind of crawl right through here and get in there, and you can see where a few have gotten in there over time. These hive top feeders that I use, of course, are no drown, and you don't see any dead bees inside where the food would have been, because they're locked inside that screened area and they can't get out into the feeder. So anyway, I'm probably going to need a hive tool to get this apart. So let me go grab a hive tool and then we'll restart the video. Alright guys, I got a hive tool out here. Just going to get off this feeder. The girls are propolized pretty well. Alright, so now what we've got is the double screened inner cover directly over the frames of bees, so all the heat from the hive can dissipate, come straight out. Now what we're going to do is take our shims, just set them on the ends, like so, and then set the cover back on. Okay, now what you can see here is a gap, okay, between the outer cover and the inner cover, so no water or anything can get in there still. Stays cool, and the water won't drip on it because it can drip off the edge of the outer cover, and the bees are good to go. I'm just going to come let those bees go back into the hive. They're probably wondering how they got out of it now. And that's all there is to it. That's how you keep the bearding down. Now I'm going to go over here and look at another hive that does not have a double screened inner cover on it, and I left it like that. It's the same temperature out here. You may have had 10 bees on the front of that other hive with the double screened inner cover on it, and here's a hive without one. You can see a lot more bees. I can hear the fanning they're doing inside the hive right now, and it's not particularly hot today. It's actually raining right now. Oh well, sprinkling. And it's a fairly cool day for the middle of June in North Carolina. It's probably 80 degrees out here. And this is a lot worse. The bearding's a lot worse, you know, on a hot sunny day. They're completely covered out here. Okay guys, so that's the double screened inner cover. That's how you use it. They're reversible, so you can give the bees a rear entrance if you need to, or not. You just flip it over because it only has a rear entrance on one side, and since there's two screens, if the entrance is only on one side of those screens, then you can flip it over and reverse it and close the opening for weak hives or new hives, new packages. Bees need between 93 and 98 degrees in the hive for optimal brood rearing. And so on a hot day, you know, 85, 90 degrees in the summertime, the temperature inside a hive stays where they need it to stay, but it stays at that temperature because the bees are working really hard, fanning wings to keep, and bringing in lots of water, depositing it on the inside of the hive boxes to let it evaporate to get evaporative cooling. And that's a lot of work for the bees. The cooler you can keep the hive, the fewer bees is required to keep the temperature where they need it, which equals more bees in the field bringing in nectar for honey. It increases your honey production. It also increases brood production because it requires less work by bees to keep the temperature where it needs to be for brood rearing. So it's a win-win all the way around. It's reversible. You can close up the hive with it. You get good ventilation. It increases brood rearing. It increases honey production. And it gives you a way to block the outside environment and other bees from your hive top feeders. It's just, there are no negatives to a double screened inner cover. Anyway, I hope this video helped. Please like and subscribe. And to the user who recommended or asked us to make this video, this one's for you. And we'll see you next time.